The afternoon sun filtered through the tall windows of La Maison Rose, casting golden shadows across the pristine white tablecloths. It was the kind of restaurant where every fork had its place, where silence felt like velvet, and where the wealthy came to see and be seen. At table 7 sat Marcus Thornton, a billionaire tech mogul known for his sharp mind and sharper business deals. Across from him sat his fiancée, Victoria Sterling, wearing an elegant black dress with diamond earrings that sparkled in the light. Her blonde hair was styled in a sleek bun, and her face showed the kind of pride that came from always getting what she wanted. Near the kitchen entrance stood Emma Martinez, a young waitress with brown eyes and a gentle demeanor. She looked exhausted from her long shift. She had been working extra hours for 3 months, trying to save money for her younger brother's education. Despite her tiredness, she treated every customer with respect and kindness. Emma approached table 7 with practiced grace, balancing a tray of champagne glasses. Her heart beat a little faster. She knew who Marcus Thornton was. Everyone did. But it was Victoria who made her nervous. Victoria had been difficult all afternoon, criticizing the staff and complaining about everything. "Your champagne," Emma said softly, beginning to set down the glasses with careful precision. Victoria didn't even glance up from her phone. Finally, "I was beginning to think we'd grow old waiting." Emma's hands trembled slightly, not from the words but from exhaustion. She had been on her feet for 7 hours straight. As she placed the second glass down, her finger caught the rim at an awkward angle. The glass tipped, spilling a few drops of champagne onto the table. The sound of Victoria's chair scraping back echoed through the suddenly silent restaurant.
"You clumsy fool."
Victoria's voice cut through the air like a knife. "Do you have any idea how much this dress costs? More than you make in a year, I'm sure." Emma's face flushed with mortification. "I'm so sorry, ma'am." "Please, let me—" Before Emma could finish her sentence, Victoria raised her hand and slapped Emma hard across the face. The sharp sound echoed through the restaurant and time seemed to stop. Everyone in the restaurant froze. People stopped eating. Conversations died. The soft music playing in the background seemed to disappear. The entire room fell into shocked silence. Emma stood there, one hand slowly rising to touch her burning cheek, her eyes wide with disbelief. Tears threatened at the corners of her eyes, but she blinked them back, desperately trying to maintain the dignity her job demanded. Marcus Thornton's face had gone pale. He rose slowly from his seat, and when he spoke, his voice was quiet but carried clearly through the frozen room. "Victoria, what have you done?" Victoria tossed her hair, defiant. "She spilled champagne on me, Marcus. Someone needs to teach these people how to do their jobs properly." "Respect?" Marcus's voice grew colder. "You want to talk about respect?" He turned to Emma, his expression soft with genuine concern. "Are you all right?" Emma nodded, not trusting her voice. A single tear escaped down her cheek. Marcus reached into his jacket and pulled out his wallet. He extracted several $100 bills and pressed them into Emma's shaking hand. "I am deeply sorry for what just happened to you. No one deserves to be treated that way." Then Marcus did something unexpected. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Inside was the engagement ring he had planned to give Victoria that evening. It was a beautiful 5-carat diamond. He had spent weeks choosing it. Now he placed the box on the table and pushed it toward Victoria. "This engagement is over, Victoria." Victoria's confident expression cracked. "What, Marcus, don't be ridiculous." "It was just a waitress." "She spilled on me." "She is not just anything," Marcus said firmly. "She is a person doing her job. She deserves respect and kindness, things you clearly do not understand." He turned back to Emma. "What's your name?" "Emma," she whispered. "Emma Martinez. Emma, I have been watching how you work today. You have been patient and kind, even when people were rude to you. You have smiled and stayed, professional through what must have been a very difficult day." He paused, looking at her with respect. "That shows real strength and real character." Victoria stood up, her face red with fury and humiliation. "You're choosing her over me? Over everything we had planned?" Marcus looked at Victoria with disappointment in his eyes. "We never had anything real, Victoria. I can see that now. I have been so busy with my work that I did not notice. I was planning to marry someone who judges people by how much money they have." He glanced at Emma. "This woman works harder than most people I know, and she does it with dignity. That is worth more than money or diamonds." Victoria grabbed her purse, her hands shaking with rage. You will be sorry for this. Marcus Thornton. Her voice was angry, but underneath it, Emma could hear the tremor of someone whose perfect world was falling apart. I don't think I will, Marcus said quietly. Victoria stormed out, her heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. The door closed behind her with a definitive thud. The restaurant stayed quiet. Everyone watched Marcus and Emma. Marcus turned to the restaurant manager, who had walked over to their table. I would like to speak with you about Emma. I run a charitable foundation that helps people with education and job opportunities. I think Emma would be perfect for our program. Emma's eyes widened.
Sir,
I don't understand. Marcus smiled warmly. I believe in helping people who have good character. Emma, not just people with the right connections or credentials. Would you like to know more about this opportunity? Emma's hand was still pressed to her cheek, but now tears flowed freely, tears of relief, of hope, of overwhelming emotion. Yes, she managed. Yes, I would. The manager stepped forward, his own eyes suspiciously bright. Emma has been one of our finest employees for 2 years. Whatever you need from us, Mr. Thornton, you have our full support. Slowly, the restaurant came back to life. People began talking again, but now in hushed, excited whispers. Marcus and Emma sat down at his table. He ordered food for her, a proper meal, not the quick snacks she usually ate during her breaks. They talked. She told him about her brother, about her hopes for the future, about the challenges she faced every day. Outside, the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of gold and rose. Inside La Maison Rose, something important had shifted. A moment of cruelty had revealed true character, both its absence and its presence. Emma touched her cheek one last time. She no longer felt the pain of the slap. Instead, she felt the warmth of unexpected kindness and the hope of new possibilities. Sometimes the darkest moments can lead to the brightest opportunities, and for the first time in months, she allowed herself to believe that everything might actually be okay.